Good morning from Abu Dhabi. It is our last day here. Actually, it's our last couple of hours because we are flying away in a while. So it's just kind of got a few establishing shots from a B-roll perspective, get burnt in the sun, and hopefully, well, this camera has absolutely got destroyed in sand. Absolutely 100% destroyed in sand. So we'll see, does it survive? We are on a bit of a shoot like this. There is a lot of stuff that comes with us. So besides cameras, there's lights, mics, audio recorders, SD cards. Very important to bring the SD cards. Tripods, light stands, mic stands, XLR cables. It is kind of a big logistics bunch of madness, really. But it's good. Headphones, battery chargers, and of course the thing is, when you're going to another country, you got to make sure the battery charger will work in the country. In the UAE, it's similar to the plugs that we have back home, so that's all kind of good. There's shotgun mics, there's base plates, and there is like battery packs, a ton of cables. It's just pretty insane what we kind of drag to do the shoot, but you know, it's either do it right or don't do it at all, is my kind of theory on the whole lot. So surprise, surprise, it's sunny outside and it is only 36 degrees. It's going to hit 45 to 50 today, so that's going to be fun. We're in an underground shopping centre which is underneath this grand mosque that we're going to. It's kind of mind-blowing that there's a shopping centre here underneath. We're still travelling. It's impressive to say the least. It's going to be fun going over to 41 degrees. We should really stop moaning about the weather because we're Irish, but it's an Irish thing to do, because you always moan about the weather. Because we get home, we'll be going, it's too cold. That is probably one of the most impressive pieces of architecture I have ever seen. We're getting some amazing B-roll here. The only thing is, it is so hot that cameras are really struggling in the heat. It is 43 degrees right about now. Even my phone is severely struggling with the heat. But this is just stunning. Never seen anything like it. Remember what I was saying about the phone? This is the only way I can hold the phone by the sides. I can't even put it into my pocket. It's that hot here. Phone is on fire. I can't even pocket. It's like burning through my leg. I've never experienced anything like this. But for this kind of building, I think it's worth the pain. It's mad. I'm afraid to do a time lapse in case something melts. I'll put it like that. It's that warm. We're in serious trouble here. Phone needs to cool down before we can even use the flash. Crazy. We're still inside here. Like, phone is finally cooling down because we're in the shade, and it's like some stunning stuff that we're getting. But it's like there's designated photo stops along the way. So there's one up there. You can see, like, over there, people queuing to get their photo. It's mad. Like, I'm not religious, but it's kind of in any shape or form. And I know very, very little about any of the Middle Eastern religions, including Islam. But it's kind of humbling and serene here. and it's a challenge to say the least in this heat. But it's incredibly, it's spotless, it's clean. This is probably the first time since we've come that Ramadan has proved a bit of a challenge, in the sense that of all the times that we've been out in the heat, today is the day that I would kill for a bottle of water right now. But we go on. This has been probably the most challenging shoot I think we've ever done. This dude is nearly dead. You alright?
Oh my god, it's so hot. It's like an oven, always.
It's like a nuclear oven, it's crazy. So we're going to wrap up here, I think, and try and find something that has aircon, because we were in aircon, and I think there's some mad stats about that room. It's like the world's biggest carpet and stuff, and heaviest carpet. It's amazing, it's beautiful, but it's time to move on and try and find our way out, which is this one, I think. Probably the best views that we're going to have in Abu Dhabi. This is the ultimate piece of B-roll, and it is 74 stories up, and it looks like this. We were going to the airport in about an hour and a half, maybe thereabouts, and then we fly out at 2:40 a.m. arrive in Dublin at 8 a.m. in the morning, and well, that's theoretically if everything is on time and so on. So we should get home for kind of tomorrow afternoon and just crash. It's been an insane schedule. Drove to Dublin Sunday, flew out Monday morning from Dublin direct to Abu Dhabi, worked with Special Olympics for the bulk of Tuesday from early morning to late afternoon, then ended up in the desert in the evening, and then today we were in the Grand Mosque, which you've seen in this video, which was amazing, except the heat was just like, I've never experienced anything like it. Think about you not being able to hold your phone. It's that hot because you're using your phone and it's heating up everything. The only thing that actually survived and didn't shut down was Panasonic GH5 that we have with us, and my own Osmo Pocket. But the Osmo was like scalding. You could barely hold that as well. So insane heat. The one thing I did find about the mosque, right, and well, kind of two things, and I'm being a little bit hypocritical if I'm being honest about one of them, because I was probably no better or no worse. The amount of tourists taking pictures, okay, I'm guilty. I've taken a picture. We shot some video there as well, obviously, but I think it's the way they acted was just like really aggressively, and didn't care if they smashed into your camera or whatever you had, and they bumped and jostled and pushed and dragged and pulled and kicked, and it was just crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, an amazing place, absolutely amazing. I never thought I'd be going to a religious monument. Obviously, it's, you know, I mean, it's a little piece of B-roll because the building is so beautiful, number one, but it's so synonymous with Abu Dhabi. It's like one of these standout pieces of architecture in the Middle East, in the United Arab Emirates. It's you know, it symbolizes so much for so many people. So that was one kind of thing that I was thinking, man, you know, I'm guilty of it too, but at least I was doing it with some kind of respect for my other human beings. That was giving me good white balance. Yeah, it was. So the other thing that I did kind of find frustrating, and look, it's, some people might get upset with this, some people might be bothered or annoyed by it. So it's a mosque. I know very little about Islam or being Muslim or any of that. You know, I'm not that religious, as I said earlier on. You know, everybody to their own. It's not for me to judge what's right or wrong or whatever. But I did find that this building symbolizes so much for so many people. Number one, it's a very humbling experience to be in there, to be allowed in here into something that's very sacred, because that's actually what a driver told us on the way when we were going there. He goes, where you're going is safe and it's sacred, just like Abu Dhabi, and that kind of really resonated with me. But it didn't seem to be sacred for so many other people, because obviously if you had a t-shirt with any kind of writing on it that could be deemed offensive, you had to put on some, outfit, whatever it's called, I don't know. And women had to get is it an abaya? I'm sorry, I don't know. And that was it. And they had to have the scarf up for women, and perfectly cool. That's, that's not for me to say whether it's right or wrong. That's what happens. That's always what's happened, and that's fine. My problem with it all was the amount of women who would pose for a photograph and just whip off the headscarf so they could have a better looking photograph for Instagram, or they'd try and keep it back as much as they could, so from a certain angle it would look like it was on, but it really wasn't in the photograph. And you're kind of thinking, and the security guards were going back and forth continuously telling people put the headscarf back up. We saw one woman like 3 times be corrected in literally 90 seconds. And you're thinking, this place is somewhere that people go as a tourist attraction. It's a very impressive building, but if you're Muslim, it represents so much, and I can imagine it must be frustrating to have all of these tourists fighting to get a photograph. But the thing is, you have to have some kind of respect for it, and I felt we had some respect for it, but in the sense that it's probably easy for me because I had a hat on. I didn't have a headscarf. Men don't have to wear a headscarf, so I did kind of find that just people were just a little bit too much, and it was all tourists, But other than that, we've had a great trip. I'm incredibly grateful to be in this position, and I really appreciate it, 100%. Let me know what you thought of this trip, because I think we've kind of had 2.5 episodes of the vlog from Abu Dhabi. This is probably the last one. But if you're in Abu Dhabi, or if you're anyway have discovered this video and are thinking of going there, I would say go there. Don't go there in May, June or July when the temperatures are 50 degrees. I'd love to see it in the Formula 1. I really would. I think it would be pretty insane. I think it's around March that the F1 stuff happens here. But yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible trip. It's a really great place. Food has been amazing. We've had lots of Lebanese food. Okay, we had Cheesecake Factory today, and that was just out of sheer desperation because we were so exhausted from the heat. I hate to admit it, but I didn't drink water in the Cheesecake Factory. It was cherry Coke, easily 6 liters of it. It was just pure and utter dehydration. Anyway, I'll work it off. I've walked it off. So yeah, so that's where we're at. I hope you guys get a kick out of that. We'll kind of be getting back to normality once we get all this stuff together, and we get some cool pictures and stuff up on Instagram. I'm always sad leaving the place. I always hate the drive back to the airport, but then I kind of like the drive home because I get to see the kids and Jar and the dog Gussie, mainly the kids and Jar. So there's a subscribe button right around there. Thank you for indulging me on all of this. Thank you for watching these. I do appreciate it. Whether it's 100 of you watch this, or it's 5,000 of you watch it, or whatever. Thank you.